Hi everyone! I recently ordered on Vograce and I thought why not share with you how the finished products turned out. I'm currently testing another site as well, so I might do another video on this review style, or at least I'll show you what I got. Some of you may know my goal is to go on conventions every now and then and also have an online shop. That's been a dream of mine for very long now. I don't only have acrylic keychains and standees, I also have some other stuff I want to show. However, I'll probably show that in different videos because that's not really the topic here. For example, I also make jewelry, phone charms, clay figures and crochet plushies. This one is simply for the items I ordered, at least so far. So as you may know, I have my own webcomic which is called Revelation, and I'm currently taking a break on there exactly because of all the preparations I have to work on right now. But no, I didn't abandon it, so if you're one of my readers, I'm sorry for the break. I'm also taking part in the 2025 Webtoon Originals contest, and honestly, whatever the result may be, I'm not one to easily give up, so there's also the possibility of me starting over and rewriting some things to compete again in the next contest, but we'll see what I'll do when the results are up. Where was I? Oh, right. So my Vograce order, this one at least, was all about my original characters from the webcomic. I will definitely talk about them in different videos too, and my plan is to explain some lore-related stuff if people are interested enough. I'll try my best to do that without any spoilers. So now let's get into the review. I will show you the details of what exactly the product from their website is right next to the item, so in case you like something, you will be able to recreate the details. I'll start with a simple one, a keychain of my main character, Kaya and Renee. Also, no, not that Kaya. Just saying, I drew my Kaya way before that. I think I made her back in 2018, if not 17. So yeah, she's quite old. People who did read my webcomic are probably a bit confused right now because the character looks like someone else. Renee is one of the characters that I did not introduce yet. She plays a very important role in the story, and while Kaya is technically the one from which the story is experienced, it will have a heavy focus on Renee and her development. The keychain is a very simple one, as I said, with an epoxy layer on the top, so it's protected better. I didn't add any glitter or effects to this one on purpose because I wanted the characters to be the main focus, and I just thought it looked better this way. When you order, you have the option to choose between either no epoxy, a front layer, or a front and a back layer, which protects the keychain from scratches, but also it makes it really thick. It feels very nice and the surface is really smooth, but usually I only add epoxy to the front because I think that's enough. My favorite thing about the ordering process is that you can choose between so many options when it comes to the accessories. Although I usually pick the more simple ones, I collect keychains and I own a lot of them from other artists. There's pretty much one of every option of them in my collection. However, I do think some of the designs can be a bit impractical depending on where you want to put the keychain, so I always stay with the standard shapes. Next, I have a very small one of my character Dahlia. No, not this one. I swear I came up with her first. I also made her back in 2018, and Genshin somehow always ends up using the same names as I do. Anyway, this was a bit experimental, so this is the only one I have with this design. I wanted to see how it looks before ordering a bigger number, and honestly now I'm glad I did, because while I do like the effect and I definitely like to use it again, I do feel like you need to pick a bigger keychain size for it to actually look really good. I still think it's cute, but depending on how you hold it and how the light is shining on it, you can't really see what the pattern is supposed to be, and I think that's simply because it's too small and confusing for the eye. Maybe the effect would also look different if I didn't add the epoxy layer, but I can't say that for sure since I don't have anything to compare it yet. For the accessory I chose the purple metallic one, which I'm super happy with. I think I do generally prefer the metallic ones over the other choices, but that's just a matter of taste. Next one is my character Sari, and since everything about her is really obviously related to water, I knew I would try the water effect and I absolutely love it. I never saw any keychains with this effect on conventions before, and honestly I think that's kind of sad because you can make so many cool things with this. I do have to warn you though, I made some adjustments that are usually not part of the design. The ripple effect that you see here normally is on the back side of the keychain, so if you want it to be on the front side like on mine, then you have to upload upload your design mirrored. That's written in the description of the keychain, so always make sure you read these before you place your order. As I said, I do prefer the metallic ones for the chain, but I have friends who prefer this, so you can't really say which one's better. You just have to choose what you think looks better with your design. The next one is a rainbow keychain, and this one I actually ordered without the epoxy layer because I wasn't sure if it would have an effect on how good the rainbow looks, but looking back I don't think I had to worry about that. This is my character Celestia, by the way. No, also not this one. Thank you, Genshin. So yeah, the effect looks really nice. I drew her with a non-canon outfit here to make the colors softer. The special thing about her is that the sphere on her head changes colors based on emotions, and that's also why I chose the rainbow acrylic, because I think that references this detail in a cute way. I also chose the metallic one here again. Last but not least, I have one with glitter in the color purple, and honestly this one is my second favorite, right after the first one with Kaya and Renee, though they're actually almost equal. I purposely added the white border around the design to make it look like a sticker, and that did work really well. I think even the backside of this looks really nice. It's a bit like they're in a snow globe. On this one I picked the same chain as on the one with Dahlia, and I just know it's the best one I could have chosen. It goes really well with the design. Not much to say about this one. The characters are my OCs Aryan and Kenta. The last thing I have is not a keychain, but maybe even cooler, and that is a pillow of my character Aryan, who was also on the last keychain. I think it's so cute, and I ordered it without stuffing, so I would choose the amount myself. I made it really fluffy and soft, and obviously the shipping can also get pretty expensive if you order it with the stuffing. It comes with a zipper, which I was a bit skeptical of at first, especially if your design has a lot of curves, but I didn't notice any problem so far. All in all, I would say the order was perfect, at least from their side. If there's anything I would change, then only the things that I was responsible for, like picking other colors for the chains or making the keychains bigger. The quality is amazing and I really have nothing to complain. On a side note though, the shipping can take quite a lot of time and can also be quite expensive depending on where you live, so just be aware of that. Especially if you want to prepare for an event or you have deadlines, then just calculate that in. Thank you so much for watching. All my links are down in the description. Have a great morning, day or night, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!